You ready?
No.
Okay.
I'm Jerry Morrell. I sell hamburgers. I was a terrible student. I didn't like school. In fact, I can remember the nuns used to say, you're going to end up selling hamburgers someday, so if you don't work hard. I was a financial planner. I tried a few businesses. I started an oil business in Texas. I did a couple other dumb things. I tried to start a water business, of all things. I thought selling bottled water back then would have been a good idea. I really didn't know what I was doing. I'm just lucky that I got in the hamburger business. Where I grew up, there was a guy named Push 'em Up Tony. And Push 'em Up Tony had a little tiny hamburger place with a picnic table in it. And he had a grill, and he didn't sell anything except hamburgers. And he always seemed happy. And it stuck in the back of my mind, because people used to come from all over town to get hamburgers there. And then when I moved to Washington, I saw something I just couldn't believe. It was Ocean City, Maryland. There's a place there called Threshers. And there must have been 20 places selling boardwalk fries, but only one place had a long line, and that was Threshers. The line was 100 feet long all day long. So me and the kids, that got into our mind, like, hamburgers, fries, keep it simple, might work. And that's where the idea came from. Chad and Matt were still in high school. In fact, Chad was, I think, maybe 13 or something. And I said, I got some money saved up for college, if you want to go to college. And they pretty much said, nah, we'd rather do something else. Something was telling us it was the right thing to do. One of my lawyers said you should incorporate, and you need to have a name as he fills out the papers. Well, this was so well thought out that we didn't have a name. So me and Janie and the boys said, We had 3 sons, plus one more son with Janie. My 5th son wasn't born yet. So it was 4 sons and me. So we said, well, we'll call it 5 Guys for now, and then we'll change it. As soon as we get the papers filled out, we'll change it. And the lawyer said, okay. The banks said at the time, are you guys out of your mind? But we did it a little different. We said, let's not put a lot of money into it. Mm-hmm. And let's find a place where the rent is real low, out of the way, where nobody can see it. If we can put it where it's hard to find, but if we can get people coming there, then we know we got something. Our first store, we put $35,000 in. We found junk equipment, rebuilt it ourselves. It was stand-up only. We'll just open up in a corner, and if people like us, they'll come, and if they don't like us, they won't, and then we won't be in the business. And when we first opened up at 11 o'clock, there was no business at all until 11:45. And then one person finally walked in, and 12:30 we were almost packed.
Wow.
And we made money from our very first day. And we were breaking even. We were paying our rent. You come from my hometown, you can't make a burger, you can't live. I knew how to cook a potato, and we knew how to cook a hamburger. That was about it. We didn't let the kids know how much we were paying for any of the food. So they would just go out there, and whatever it was, if they liked it, that's the way it was. The thinking was that they're going to pick the best product. They're going to pick what the customer likes, what they like. Janie and I, what we would do is at the end of the month, we'd look at the sales, and then we'd look at how much we paid for the food, and we'd say, we got to raise our prices. We would always say, food costs would stay around 30%. Whatever we got to do, if we got to raise prices, we raise prices. And we said, if we have to worry about price, we don't want to be in this business. We used to have a sign in one of our stores that said, if you're in a hurry, there are a lot of really good burger places near here. Well, for store number 2, we probably only had to raise maybe $150,000. I can remember going in the bank, and they said, you're going to do what? I said, I want to open another hamburger place. And it was just, they laughed at us. But so my sons said, we got friends that their parents got a little bit of money and they know Five Guys is doing good. Eventually we got about 150, 200 people that would be willing at any one time to give us money. So I said, we'll give you a certain percentage of the gross. We'll give you the money every single month. And anytime you want your money back, you can have it. We had a lot of people that just wanted to throw money at it. It seemed like a lot of people saw something in Five Guys. My sons came to me about in the late 1990 and started trying to convince me to franchise. And I was dead set against it, really dead set against it, because I didn't think there was any way I could convince other people to do what we were doing. Telling a franchisee that you're not going to worry about food costs, sounds pretty stupid. You're going to tell a franchisee that you're not going to advertise, that sounds pretty stupid. You're going to tell them that you're only going to sell hamburgers and French fries. That was all hard to sell to franchisees. There was a guy named Mark Mosley that was selling franchises for another company. He'd been watching Five Guys for a while. And my kids got me to meet with them. I didn't want to do it. They bought me a book called Franchising for Dummies. I remember Mark coming in. He said he was going to sell, I can't remember how many stores the first year they were going to sell. But I said, no, just cut that in half. And I think within a year and a half, or 2 years, we sold the whole United States. We own about 75% of the company, me and my family. But we took in a fairly big investor when we first started franchising. They don't interfere in our business at all. They gave us a big chunk of money. They're entrepreneurs too, and they saw something in Five Guys. Most franchisers start off to franchise. We didn't start off to franchise. We had no idea we were going to do that. We started off to build a family business. And we put 17 years into it, and we figured out how to do it right. I was so proud of my kids that didn't go to their head. They're still my kids. They work just like they used to. They work hard every day. I have one son that just loves doing stuff in the stores, like making sure they're painted right and decorated right. And I got another one that's a fanatic about the food. I got another son that he's really into the financing part of it. Everybody's kind of found their own little niche, you know. I think a lot of people, when they get a little bit successful, they look back and try to figure out how they did it. I can't figure it out. Two things I give a lot of credit to. I'm a great believer in listening to my hunches, and I couldn't have done it on my own, that's for sure. My kids, I'm luckier than heck I got my kids and my wife, because it seems like to me, without them, we'd have done nothing. But we were lucky, real lucky, real lucky. My mom used to say, if you can make a good hamburger or serve a good drink or give a good haircut, you'll always have an income. Yeah.